Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday, October 16th. I'm Chris Allen, and this is 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. It's what I like to call Little Friday because we're almost there. Today is October the 16th. Thanks for coming along here on this Thursday evening. Your 270 weather headlines down at the bottom of your screen, sponsored by our big time sponsor, R&R Controls. And, well, I mean, it's been another wonderful fall day. I think everybody enjoyed the weather, but a lot of focus is now being turned on what is coming for the weekend. Are we going to have severe weather? Is it going to be bad? I keep seeing things that say that, oh, we need to look out and it's an alert day and all this kind of, you know what? Some of these places just need to stop doing the foolishness of it's an alert day. Alert day. It's a red letter day. It's a red alert day. It's a oh my gosh, the sky is falling day. They just need to stop. Please, ladies and gentlemen, just understand that those things are done to get you worked up and to get you to pay attention to them. And it really is just, it's just hype. It's hype. And it needs to go away. It's not going to go away, but it needs to go away because it's just sometimes it's just sheer stupidity. But you get some of these places where they get consultants and they come in and they say, here's what you need to do. We have run the numbers, and for your audience, you need to use words like alert and severe and danger, and you need to draw big arrows and use red letters and, make this day the whole day where you've got to stay tuned. And see, that kind of foolishness needs to just go away because it's just scaring people to death and it's making them think that it's going to be something that it's not. It just is. I'm calling it out because I'm tired of it. All over social media today, it's everywhere. And it's just one after the other doing these big headlines and big banners and big words and, red everywhere. And it's a hype machine when really none of that should get you worked up. Because if you're prepared for anything to happen, then you're not going to get worked up and you're not going to be scared and you're not going to pace the floor because you will have made preparation. Now, if you're afraid and those things do scare you like that, I get being scared and afraid of storms. That's the whole reason why I'm in weather now, because if I hadn't been afraid of storms as a kid, I probably would have never gotten into this. But when I took the time to learn what it means when there's a watch, when there's a warning, when to be concerned, but not necessarily afraid. Now, some of you are not going to like this when I say this, but sometimes when you're afraid, it's because you're not prepared. It's because you're not prepared. If you're prepared for whatever comes, you are most likely not going to be afraid. Being concerned is different from being afraid. I don't want you being afraid of storms because I was that way at one time and it's an awful, awful feeling. That way I can sympathize with you. But at some point, you have to be responsible for preparedness and for making sure that the next time a bad storm comes, you know what to do and you know where to go. And therefore, you don't have to be afraid. It's okay to be concerned. I want you to be concerned because sometimes the weather gets concerning. All right. The hype machine is just way, way, way off the charts here lately because of here comes a threat of severe weather, a possibility of severe weather, and all the hypesters are just going nuts. And I'm just calling it out. You don't need to get that upset about it. And you don't need to be going and looking for every page that talks about severe weather just to see if they're right or they're wrong, or, well, this one says this. And then some people end up sending me a note or commenting, well, Chris, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you hyping it? Because it's just not that. Okay. Please give me a break. Hi, today. I'm moving on. I'm moving on because I just don't want to. Goodness gracious. Okay. The high today is 78. I love you guys. I really do. Just don't give in to it. 78 was our high today, 6 degrees above the normal of 72. The low was 55. Of course, no rainfall past 24 hours. Here's a look at radar, and it's quiet. Not a drop of rain anywhere close to us, of course. That has been the case again today and will be the case again tomorrow. We're not really expecting anything to move in until Saturday evening, Saturday night, and into Sunday morning. That's when we can expect it to rain. Now, I know your eye is probably drawn to whatever this is. Oh, wait a minute. Let me erase that because I didn't mean to draw there. Let me move the map. Here we go. Now you say, no, what is this? Over in Huntington, Prestonsburg, what is that? Well, let's check it out. A special weather statement. And look at this. Patchy frost possible tonight. How about that? Clear sky, calm wind, cooling, dropping temperatures into the mid to upper 30s. In the valley regions of eastern Kentucky tonight, patchy frost is possible. Late tonight into early Friday morning. Wow. That's our first notification of frost in the state of Kentucky for this fall season. The very first one. How about that? Now, what is this over here? Once you go into Virginia and West Virginia, that is a frost advisory. Yeah. Temperatures as low as 32 degrees. That's the freezing mark. That's happening in West Virginia, Blacksburg area, Beckley. And look at this over in Staunton, West Virginia. That is a freeze warning. Huh. Sub-freezing temperatures in the low 30s in the Alleghenies, the Shenandoah Valley. Tonight, frost and freeze conditions could kill crops and other sensitive vegetation. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Well, I mean, we're getting closer. I know you guys didn't believe me when I said we're getting close to that time, but I mean, we are now getting close to that time. And you know it's going to happen very, very soon. So get ready because in a very short time, it is coming. And we're going to have a couple of hits of cooler air in the next few days, which is going to cool us down, maybe not to frost or freeze, but it's going to be close. All right, let's go to the categorical severe weather outlook. Here's today, here's tomorrow, Friday. We see back to the west. This is a, just general garden variety thunderstorms moving through Missouri. But let's go to the day 3, which is Saturday. Here is Bowling Green, okay? In the middle here, over to about Campbellsville, down east of Nashville, and pretty much taking in the I-65 corridor. Whoops. I didn't want to keep drawing like that. Quit. Let it go. Let go. It doesn't like me all of a sudden. Okay, I'm getting rid of it. Anyway, I was trying to draw this. I'm going to use the pen tonight and see if it works for me. It's not working for me. Okay, fine. Let me try this again. Okay. I don't want to draw now. I want to turn it off because it's not working right. Okay. I'm going to have to do probably a reset on this. Let me do a little reset and let's see if that helps it. Okay. Well, okay. All right. That's good. Here's the day 3. Let me go back to that. Okay. I'm not going to draw now. Here is day 3. What I was going to show you, here's Bowling Green in the level 1 marginal risk for the possibility of a strong to severe storm. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I just want everybody to know that it's a possibility. It doesn't mean that it's a for sure thing. Now, back here where we have this yellow, that's a level 2 slight risk for severe storms Saturday afternoon and evening, back toward Paducah, Mayfield, maybe even Murray, back in the Missouri Boot Heel, parts of Arkansas, southern Illinois. There's a better chance of getting something there. Here is the day 3, day 2, day 1, day 2. We will not get a tornado risk outlook until tomorrow. Same for the wind, same for the hail. The outlook is showing that probably a 5% risk of getting probably damaging wind, I think, is going to be our number 1 threat here Saturday night, because this system will be weakening as it moves east. Now, the higher risk for something is going to be back there in that level 2 slight risk area. The chance go up to 15%. So that's why I say don't get caught up in the hype. There's way too much hype going on, and we don't need to be hyping up things that may not happen. I mean, the odds are it is not going to be a really serious situation for much of the 270 area code. Okay? Just want to ease your mind a little bit about that. Let's go to the forecast. I'll go and start with, this will be 10 p.m. on Saturday evening. Now, the models continue to slow down the arrival of the rain. I think most of you, if you've got something to do outdoors on Saturday, you're fine. You're going to be dry. It's going to be warm and breezy and humid. I can tell you that. So if you've got something planned outdoors Saturday, let me give you an example. Here's a look at temperatures. Okay, let me back it up some. Here we go into midnight, early Saturday. We're looking at, 60s, close to 70. Let's go through the day. Here's 4 a.m. Here is 7 a.m. Saturday morning. 70s start to show up now. We get into the midday 80s begin to show up. Lots of warm, humid air, even mid 80s. By the afternoon, we could be really we may rival the record high for Saturday. Then as we get toward sunset, here's 7 p.m. Saturday evening, we start to level off back into the 70s, and then low 70s, 60s. Here we go into 1 a.m. Sunday morning with the rain coming in. And look what you can see, the colder air coming in. See the greens and the blues? That's 50s and then 40s in the blue. Whew. Yeah. Look at that. That's 10 a.m. Sunday morning behind the cold front. Oh, yeah. So, yes, it's going to get cooler at first, but then colder as we go through time on Sunday. Sunday, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that little nip in the air that's coming our direction. Okay, let's go now I want to go from this to dew points, and I'm going to back up. Let's go back to, say, hour 35. Okay, this is the NAM, the North American model. Everything is looking fairly stable here. The dew points, though, will start to tick up, and we can watch it happen as we go through the day. Dew points start to get a little more humid. You can see the greens. That's 60-degree dew points. And then here comes some 70-degree or near 70-degree dew points. As we go through the afternoon into the evening, the air becomes very thick and muggy. It's been a while since it's been this muggy, but Saturday, I think it will. Look at all that. This is still until about midnight, 1 a.m. Sunday morning, and you see the cold front coming in, taking the dew points down from near 70, upper 60s to near 70, and then dropping them back down quickly into the 40s. Much drier air behind that cold front by 10 a.m. Sunday morning. All right. Now, I want to show you wind as well, because wind, I think, is going to be one of the things we've got to watch for. Probably the number one thing to watch for. So here we go. I backed it up. Midnight, Saturday morning. We go through Saturday, 4 a.m., 7 a.m. Everything's quiet. Oh, here comes a little bit of wind by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then the winds start to really pick up as we get on into late afternoon. These are now winds of, say, 10 to 15 to 20. And then we have some higher gusts, this deeper blue. We get into, say, 30 miles an hour, 10 o'clock Saturday night. And there we see 30 to maybe some 40 mile per hour wind gust mixed in early Sunday morning as the cold front passes. And even after it passes, there will still be some gusty winds all the way through Sunday morning, bringing in the colder air. But I don't foresee us getting any higher gusts than that. There could be an occasional breeze up to about 40, but 50, 60, 70 mile per hour winds, I just do not see that happening. All right. So again, I'm trying to calm fears here. So here, let me back this up. Let's go our reflectivity, and we will watch. Let me pause this so I can get a better fix on it. Okay. So here we go. You can watch, just ignore the freeze watch over in the east. Here we go into Friday night. Now we're coming into Saturday morning. And this is just showing some really renegade type stuff. But here we go, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and it's going to go by pretty quickly, as you can see. There's just not a lot of lingering here. I'll go through it frame by frame. Here we are going into 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Now we're going to 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon. This is why I say I think much of your Saturday will be dry. So if you've got something outdoors, it's going to be warm, breezy, humid, but it's going to be dry. Then we get into 7 p.m. Saturday evening, and here comes our system. This is 10 p.m., still not raining in Bowling Green until maybe about 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. Pretty good line of thunderstorms coming through. Severe, low end, if anything, low end, with a damaging wind threat if that even happens. Remember, this is going to be at night. The best instability with this system is back west and not necessarily over the Bowling Green I-65 area. This is 7 a.m. Sunday morning. Showers still lingering, but continuing to move east. And as you can see, they continue to weaken. This is when the winds will be coming by pretty good, but chillier winds. And then skies clearing from west to east as the cold front passes through. And Sunday afternoon, everything clears out, and then we're done. So that appears to be the scenario that's going to play out, at least as we see it right now. Now, this could change. Sure, it could change. But I don't foresee it changing at this point that much. We're within the we've got a lot of model consistency, and we're in the short window of opportunity. Tomorrow's Friday, and we're talking about this coming in Saturday night. So at this point, I don't think there's going to be a lot of change. As we look at temperatures right now, the Kentucky Mesonet Network here at 7:28 p.m., 60s across the board. How warm did it get today? For most of us, mid-70s. Cool this morning. Minimum temperatures, or the low for the day, was in the low to mid-50s. Winds right now coming out of the northeast, as they have pretty much all week. The direction of the wind has been north and east because high pressure, the center of high pressure, has been up over the Great Lakes. And so the winds come out of the north and east when that happens. What about our rain chances? Are they still there? Yep. You can see now the better, heavier rains will be up in the Great Lakes, but we're still looking at 1.5 to 2 inches of rain, in some cases right along and just south of the Ohio River. And there will be more rain added to that next Tuesday, which is awesome because the more consistent we can be with rain, the better off we're going to be. And it's going to help the drought situation, which did not change, by the way, much at all for us. Here we are with the current map situation going into tonight and tomorrow. There's high pressure, but that ridge is going to begin to break down. That will allow this potent cold front out west to come in and not fall apart before it gets here, which is good news. Here is Friday night. Here's Saturday morning. I think it'll be warm and breezy with cloud cover moving in, maybe some sun mixed with clouds Saturday. So if you're, like I said, if you're going to do something outdoors, you should be okay. Just factor in the wind. There's going to be some wind energy with this system. Not a lot, not serious wind, but just enough to make it breezy and a little aggravating if you're trying to do something outdoors. But here comes our rain and thunderstorms. Saturday evening, low pressure system and an elongated trough here, a little bend in the pressure, little disturbance extending outward will enhance the rainfall over the area before the cold front gets here. The front is going to tap into Gulf moisture, and as that happens, it's like wringing out a sponge. We're going to get some periods of maybe some brief, heavier rain. Here we go Sunday morning. The cold front begins to make its way through the area. You see the tight lines there. I think it's actually going to be windier Sunday than it is on Saturday. So Sunday, as the front comes through, Sunday morning, and the cooler air starts to move in and the rain starts to push east, I think that's when the highest of winds will occur, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Then we start to clear up from west to east. High pressure begins to build in for Monday. Tuesday, here comes our next system. Warm front at first, maybe with some elevated showers and thunderstorms. Then you get another little bend here, a little shortwave disturbance, a little trough, and then the cold front. This one, the winds look to pick up as well. Maybe not as tight of a gradient there, but enough to cause breezy conditions on Tuesday. Wednesday, that system moves on. And next Thursday, here comes yet another cold front with some rain, but at least it's giving us several opportunities to get some rain in here, which is a little more consistent than what we've had previously when you just get a hit of rain and then you have to wait 2 weeks for the next hit of rain to happen. This time, that's not going to be the case. Thank goodness. I like it when we can get more consistent hits of rain. Here's a look at the model blend. Well, I was going to say model blender. The blender isn't actually available. Oh, there it is. Well, it wasn't available a little bit ago, but that was what you saw there. That is the European high resolution, long range forecast showing what they think, that model thinks the temperatures are going to do. And look at all these 60s, low 70s, and then even upper 50s. And this is the day before Halloween, October 30th, a high of 59. Whoo-wee. But look at next week. Pretty much every day, they're showing temperatures, highs in the 60s, lows mostly in the 40s. That's nice. But let's go to the blender. This is all the models blended. We go near 80 tomorrow. Look at that. They go 87 for Saturday. It could be a record breaker or a tie. I had it written down what the record is. I think it's 86, 85, 86. So we'll be toying with the record high temperature on Saturday before it rains. Then look, we go 87 to 67, a 20-degree drop in temperature with that cold front Sunday with those winds. Then we go back to the low 70s Monday, Tuesday, then mostly 60s after that second system on Tuesday into Wednesday, drops our temperatures even more. That's pleasant. Very nice and pleasant. So we have that to look forward to, some actual feeling like fall, real fall temperatures coming in for next week. Are you feeling chilly yet? Any of you feeling like a little chill in the air? Maybe? Well, this is a good time to think about your heating and cooling, especially your heating. So why not call R&R Controls, your HVAC experts? Heating, ventilation, air conditioning, anything from installation to computerizing to customizing to ventilation to commercial to residential. It doesn't matter. They can take care of you. 270-777-2024. The R&R Controls magic number. That's the number you want to call, because you know at some point next week, looking at some of those numbers, you're going to want the heat to come on. Is it going to work for you? Is it? Do you know that for sure? Are you really that certain it's going to work okay for you? If you're sitting there going, I really am not sure. I'm not really certain that when I cut the heat on, it's actually going to work. Well, if that's the case, then you need to call R&R Controls 270-777-2024. Because with R&R Controls, you'll never be without. All right. Now, I think I've made it clear what you guys need to pay attention to here on this October the 16th. It is not the hype you need to pay attention to. It is common sense and reasoning with the weather. Don't think the worst is going to happen. If you just look at, here's another hard truth. Tornadoes are not the worst thing that could happen. It's the thing that it appears that we're most afraid of, but really flooding, lightning, heat, extreme cold. There are so many other things that are really more life-threatening than a tornado. But it seems that all we have to do is say the word tornado, or somebody mentions it or puts it up on a graphic, and we just start spinning like a tornado. We just start spinning, and we spin out of control. And that's no way to live. I do not want you to live that way. I want you to have some common sense and to calm down and to have some reasoning about how the weather works, and to be prepared for when the weather does get dangerous. You know exactly what to do. That's how you stay safe, and that's how you keep yourself from just panicking. Because when you panic, you're not going to make good decisions about your safety. And that's the scariest thing of all. So we'll be talking more about that as we go through the next few days and weeks. And not because there's some small chance of maybe some severe weather somewhere close to us, but because I do want to take the time and get you prepared. So we're going to be working on some things on the TV side, on News 40, and here at 270 Weather, and through other ways and means of getting you that information and getting you prepared. We're working on something in the background that I can't share with you just yet, but will hone in on what I just talked about truly being prepared for these things and bringing down that fear level, just bringing it down so that you can think clearly and live responsibly and keep your family safe, because that's really what it's all about. So be watching for that. There are things moving and shaking. Like I said, I can't discuss them all right now, but it's going to be exciting once we can get it all put together. In the meantime, have a great Thursday evening. God bless you. Thank you for watching 270 Weather and supporting our sponsor, R&R Controls. I'll see you tomorrow morning, live at 6 a.m. on News 40 Sunrise on WNKY, NBC, CBS. Then again at 9 a.m., and then again at noon. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.